Nobody can stop me, nobody can hold me, nobody control me. I'm coming!
Welcome to the MVPs podcast, starring Frank, Kudo. I forgot what my name is. I'll figure that out at some point. But we'll be reviewing AEW Dynamite, April 10th, 2024. This show sucked. All right, that's about it. Great review, guys. All right, we'll see you guys next week for not serious. In all seriousness, there was some good, and there was a whole lot of bad. Like, we'll try to work our way from the top and then go down to the bottom. Pause if necessary. All right. We start the show out with Samoa Joe versus Dustin Rhodes. Psych, or should I say Swerve? Because Swerve stops Joe right in his tracks halfway through his entrance and slams him through a table. That's how you start the show out. Great way to start the show, because ain't nobody want to see that match. And Swerve got to get some heat on Joe before their match at the pay-per-view next week. Or is it this Sunday? They were never really clear about that. So yeah, nice way to start the show out. Next match up was Adam Copeland, aka Edge, against Pentagon for the TNT title. It was an okay match. I mean, it's Edge, I don't know what to say. It's Edge. I'm a fan of Pentagon a lot, but they don't do nothing with this dude. Like, when was the last time Pentagon Jr. won a match in AEW? Can anybody tell me that?
I don't watch
what again?
When was the last time Pentagon won a match in AEW?
I don't know. I feel like that was the first time him being on TV in years, but I can't tell you. Last time I seen him win a match was Lucha Underground.
Oh, no. It was that 35-minute squash match we watched on Rampage.
Oh yeah.
Yo, a 35-minute squash is crazy. Okay. That's nice to know that he at least won something at some point recently. Okay. That's neat. Well, he lost his match. He should really be more of a big deal in this company, but he's not. So that's just the sad part when you got dudes that are really talented and should be top guys in this company, and they're just ridiculed and pushed to the side. Yeah, it's just sad stuff, but we'll get to that a little later. Next up after this match, I believe, was the current segment that is being talked about all across Twitter and all across the internet, which was the exposing of All In backstage footage, which personally, in my back of my head, I was like, they're not really going to show this. They're probably going to troll and do like a fake skit or something. But instead, they do show it. They show like the entire thing of Punk and Jack Perry for whatever reason. And I don't know what their plan was for this segment, but it did not succeed because all this did was give CM Punk hella publicity. It raised his stock. It made y'all look trash. So, yeah, anybody else got any more comments on this before I switch over?
Like, man, let's get the fuck out of here. Let this shit so unserious. Like, AEW as a whole is unserious, bro. Like, showing that footage did nothing to help the company. It did nothing to everything that he thought was going to happen, that they thought was going to happen, the exact opposite occurred. Like, I guess they thought this was going to somehow put CM Punk in a negative light. The exact opposite happened. CM Punk is currently trending on Twitter. Every post I've seen is basically them making fun of the footage that was released. It makes Jack Perry look bad. It makes Tony Khan look bad. It makes the Young Bucks look bad. Everybody involved looks bad except CM Punk. It had the complete opposite. Like, there's literally footage already on Twitter of when they showed this footage, the AEW crowd is chanting CM Punk, someone who is no longer within the company. What are we doing here? What are you doing, Anthony? Like, you're being so responsive instead of his obsession with being worried about the other company instead of his company is killing it. For all intents and purposes, it has killed it.
Would you say that he's blown some dynamite in his face?
That was terrible.
I
All
know.
right, I'll see y'all next week.
That was fucked up. Jesus. But it's just a bad look. The man was just on a fucking interview that went viral where he literally said what he said happened. Like, what would I don't understand what was supposed to be the end game in this. Even if what he said happened, something completely different happened. I don't understand how it was going to help AEW in this. Even if the exact opposite happened and Jack Perry whoops CM Punk's ass, how does this hurt? It still doesn't hurt Punk. It still doesn't help the company.
It doesn't, especially when Jack Perry
All this shows
hasn't
is
been
that
there since then.
if anything, all this shows is that Tony has absolutely no control over his company at all. Secondly, it shows that their obsession with this dude is going to be their fucking downfall because you don't know how to move on. This happened like 8 or 9 months ago. This happened nearly a whole fucking year ago. Why are we still talking about this? Why is this a thing? And then you go out and publicly acknowledge and say something we already knew, but it just makes it worse that you fucking acknowledge the fact that you literally did this to pop ratings for this show and the pay-per-view that you have next week. So to pop ratings, you sacrifice Jack Perry ever looking like he might be legit at any point, which let's be fair, let's be real, that was never going to be a thing, but you get it. You raise Punk stock in another company, and then you make yourself look stupid because you also said this was the instance where you feared for your life. You feared for your life due to a slight scuffle. Again, I asked the question. I know you're rich, but I've seen rich people there. Have you never been to a Waffle House? Have you never been to a Popeye's Chicken? Those places are way more dangerous than that fucking scuffle between CM Punk and Jack Perry. You want to see a fight? That's where you go. That's when you can fear for your life. It's just utterly fucking ridiculous, man. It makes zero sense. It makes the company look bad. It just looks so tacky and unorganized and just flat out corny, man. It makes you look like a herb for doing this. But this is what happens when you're a spoiled rich kid, you got a parent with essentially bottomless pockets, and he just wants you out of his face and his dealings. So it's just like, here, take this money and do what you want with it. Just get the fuck out of my face.
There you go. There you go. So I forgot to mention after that Edge match, he was attacked by Julia Hart and Brody King. Then Willow Nightingale showed up to assist. She hit the left bumper assist and then showed up. And then after getting moved to the side, Edge fought back, and they previewed their match with Edge and Eddie Kingston and Briscoe against House of Black, and I just don't care. Like I don't care at all. Like the House of Black hasn't done much of anything. Malachi's been on TV probably like once in like the past like 2 years. Nobody cares. They don't at all. Stop. Book them correctly. Okay. How about you start there? How about you start there, Tony? How about you start booking these dudes correctly? Cause tonight you had, hold on, what's them niggas' names? The Shane Taylor, Sean John Productions, something like that. Like, yeah.
Hey, not in today's time. Sean John ain't a good look. Let's go with Shane Taylor Promotions. Sean, Sean John Promotions is an entirely different stable, and I don't want no parts of that.
Yo, see that be that's how you get AEW over. Bringing Sean John Productions,
Nah, nah.
that'll pop a rating.
That's a whole new meaning to Finger Poke of Doom. You don't want nothing to do with Sean John Promotions.
Oh snap! Yeah, you don't need that. But yeah, nobody cares about that stuff. And let's see. Let's fast forward. Orange Cassidy, something with his best friends. I don't know. I hate Orange Cassidy. Some of y'all probably like him. I don't really care about that dude. I don't. I don't care about the dude with the hands in the pockets. I don't care about him. I don't. Stop showing him. Stop booking him. Just because him and tonykhan are friends, I just stop. Thank you. All right. Next up, Okada had a squash match with that one dude from Best Friends. He be tag teaming with Trent, I think. I forgot his name. I don't know what dude's name is, but he squashed him. And then he told Pac he's agreed to have the match at Dynasty. I really wish Okada went to WWE. Unfortunately, he's stuck here with these niggas. Pac comes out. They start throwing hands. No, wait, never mind. They don't start throwing hands. Pac comes out and he gets attacked in his entrance by the Bucks. Then they start jumping him. And then out comes FTR, who are also, unfortunately, Herbs now. It's just unfortunate, but I'm assuming they're going to do something with Pac and FTR against these niggas. I hope they don't. Oh, my God. Everything's just terrible in this company. Let's fast forward. What happens after this? Okay, so we get the champagne toast with Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa. I was kind of no-selling this segment, to be honest with you, but then I saw Tony attack Thunder Rosa and then, like, wipe her face paint off. It looked kind of crazy. Then Deanna Pizzeria showed up to assist with the left bumper. And then Thunder Rosa wanted her to move away and didn't want her help or something like that. I don't know. It was weird. Out comes her Tony Storm's twin sidekick to have her match with Anna Jay. And their match went way too long, to be honest with you. Yeah, it went way too long. Tony Storm's sidekick won with a Kelly roll up, but the Anna Jay started to choke her out. And then out comes some Asian chick. Who they were yelling.
That shit was weak.
Out comes some Asian chick. They were yelling her name on commentary. They always do this. They always yell out the name of somebody that we have no clue who the hell it is. Out comes her to save Mariah Mills.
Instead of showing footage from 9 months ago, you could have been putting effort into a storyline to make me give a fuck about this random ass Asian chick that you had come run out to save. Honestly, some random ass chick who was getting choked the fuck out. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, they don't have any type of storylines. They don't have, like, nothing coherent in this business whatsoever.
Bro, stop just be happening, bro. Stuff just be
Shit
happening.
just, bro, shit literally just be happening. They don't explain a fucking thing. Like, nothing is ever explained. They don't elaborate on anything. They don't make shit matter. They just have matches to have matches.
Commentary just be like, "Oh
Well,
my god, it's a," and I'd be like, "Oh, well,
yeah.
that's crazy."
Oh my God, it's this person. You don't know who the fuck they are, do you? You can you. The only reason this show is even still relevant and on TV is because Tony Khan's father is extremely rich.
They'd be like, "Oh
Because if
my
he
god,
wasn't, this
it's
shit
taking me
would
fried
be
chicken."
this shit would be under already. At least you knew. Like that. This shit is terrible. Like, who are these people? Like, you don't give any explanation on who these people are. You just got random people showing up because we're an open company and you can go work for any other promotion. But that shit fake because if it was any other promotion, you'd be able to work for WWE. But they can wrestle it everywhere else except there. But then you continue in storylines or having storylines in other companies that people ain't watching that shit. Like, you can't have a consistently good product promoting to only a small niche art audience and hoping that somehow some way it's just going to grow or actually profit at all. Because at this point, AEW really is just PWG with a budget. That's all it is.
Jesus Christ,
You
it's
got all the
Astro Boy.
you got all these fucking you got all these fucking small ass, frail ass, unknown ass people who's just wrestling for hot dogs and handshakes 2 or 3 years ago in
Hey,
this company, and it's just like I'm supposed to know who the fuck these people are.
hold on, wrestling for hot dogs and handshakes is kind of ayo just a little bit.
Shit, I didn't do it,
You right, he ain't do none of that. You right, my bad.
and it's nothing wrong with going through the grind to get to the big stage, but it's just like at some point in time you got to tell a story, bro.
And at some time,
You have to have people intrigued to, okay, there's a wrestling match, but why? Having a match just to have a fucking match is pointless. That whole dream match concept shit, it matters if there's a story. If there's no story, I don't give a fuck about you just doing a bunch of choreography in the ring. Who gives a fuck about that? Show you how he really don't get it. Like, my nigga, they build stories in MMA. They build stories for fights in the UFC. They build stories in boxing. Why do you think they have those shows like 24/7, whenever there's a major fight happening where they follow both fighters for a certain amount of time before the fight to get you more interested in the fight so you can be a fan, so you can invest and look and, really get into it. Because at the end of the day, this is a business. I'm trying to get you invested so you can spend money with us. For him to be a businessman, how the fuck does he not understand that? And then you're determined to keep trying to put on shows in these fucking arenas that you can't that you can't get asses in seats. Obviously, this show isn't that good, bro. You're losing audience. If it was good, you'd be gaining, not losing. I remember when the AEW audiences used to be filled with people, loud. Have you noticed how quiet it is when people are cutting promos? Like when FTR was on the mic earlier, I was like, man, it is weirdly quiet in there. It was damn near echoing if you could hear it a little bit. I'm like, this is bad, bro, and it's only going to get worse after the stunt they pulled tonight. That's the sad part about it. And I really wanted AEW to succeed. I really did. I still do. Competition is good. I'm old enough to remember the Monday Night Wars. Like that was fire, bro. Like I want that type of level of competition. But it's just like that you had the most opportune, the biggest opportunity to do this.
I'm also
Bigger than
old enough.
anybody else has ever had, and you failed miserably.
I'm also old enough to remember the Monday Night Wars. All right,
What was you born, Marquez?
all right. You're right. My bad. In '99, so I wasn't really there. But listen, I watched the reruns. Okay, I caught up on the history. I've witnessed it. Competition is always great, and competition was good at first. They started out so well, and then they just slowly but surely went into decline. This is all
It's
like
bad,
TK,
bro.
all TK
It's
making dumb
just,
decisions, man.
it's like I want to be. It's like I see matches, and it's just like I want to be interested in this match, but I have no reason to be because it's just a match. You're just throwing people in the ring and saying, "Hey, go have a match."
Yeah, we just saw
That's not how
Anthony
wrestling works.
Ogogo after like how long?
I don't even know who the fuck it is,
Exactly, exactly. He was there like around day one.
and it's probably the first time he's been on TV since day one.
You know how nuts that would be? He ain't been on TV since 2019.
Yo, getting put on TV 5 years later is crazy.
Oh
Like,
man.
bro, it Alistair Black had a televised match for the first time in 2 years just this year. What are we doing? Like, what's going on here, bro? The last two times I've seen Alistair Black was in his match that he had recently and that footage that they showed tonight. The last two times I've seen this dude.
I want to believe at some point Tony Khan go understand, but I don't know, man. I really don't know.
He's not, he's never gonna understand because he's so hell bent on trying to have friends instead of have a company. He's not interested in running a business. He's interested in a very small group of people on the grand scale of things liking him and approving of the shit that he does. And it's costing him money. And it's eventually going to cause that whole company to fail. And because there are people involved who their egos are bigger than their talent, they're not going to tell him that, hey, what we're doing isn't working. And we need to try and do something different.
Kudo, any thoughts?
Nah, man. I don't. Like I said, I stopped watching the show
As you should.
after my man's got acquitted. So whatever y'all talking about, I'm just here for the ad lib.
Acquitted is hilarious.
Let's see. All right, main event: Samoa Joe versus Dustin Rhodes in the championship eliminator. Gimmick. Um,
The great value Rhodes versus a Samoan named Joe.
exactly. Um, the match was it was um it was interesting, you know. Uh, Dustin started bleeding, which I feel like Cody should have did during his Mania match, but that's neither here nor there. Um, and then he tried. I can't bring myself to do this. All right, bruh. The match was mid as hell, and it should have ended in like 5 minutes. If we're being honest, because it's Samoa Joe, and it's Dustin Rhodes, like 5 minutes max, and it wasn't. But yeah, Joe uses the AEW title to finish off Dustin and pin him, and then as he's choking Dustin post match, out comes Swerve with the house call kick to the dome piece. And then Nana hands him the belt, and they drop his beat, and he holds that belt high in the air as AEW Dynamite goes off the air. And that's how they end the show. Now, those were the only pluses, honestly, is Swerve and Joe.
Yeah, Swerve looked good at the end of the show. I like that. It's definitely time for him to get that title. Definitely time for him to make a run with that belt. They've been building him up and building him up, and it's like, okay, you've taken some of the wind out of his sails, but it's slowly getting back to what it was. Pull the fucking trigger, Tony, and don't be an idiot. Don't do anything extra. Just put the title on Swerve. Like, we don't need any extra shit happening. Don't do nothing stupid. Like, trying to have Hangman get involved in this again.
I was
Like,
just thinking about that. I was like, bruh, I swear to God, if that match happens and Hangman interferes and he loses because of it, man, oh man.
at that point, you can't realistically be a fan of AEW and say that at that point it's like, okay, now y'all fucking with me. Because it's just like, at this point, it's just like, okay, Swerve got to win. Swerve got to get the title. At this point, he the most over person in the company, not named CM Punk. You got to put the title on. Because you can't put it on Punk for obvious reasons.
To be fair, Punk is still AEW champion.
I mean, he didn't lose.
Exactly.
Yo, if Punk comes out with the title on Monday on some Rock People's Champion.
Nah, he need to come out on Raw with the title on some Alundra Blaze and throw that shit in the garbage.
I'm fine with either options. Either options is fine with me. Hey, whether he comes out, holds it, or comes out, holds it, and throws it in the garbage, I'm fine with either one. Hey, man, it be lit. Well, that was Dynamite. Honestly, overall, the show gets like a 3.5 out of 10. It just,
Yeah, I give it a 3.
it's just, it's not good. Needs hella improvement, and it's gonna get worse from here. No, we will not be watching Rampage. And no, we will not take a peek at Collision because it just gets worse on after Wednesday. Okay, but you will see us for SmackDown because it's the better show overall than all this combined. So, yeah,
Clearly the better show.
even with Cody as champion, it's a better show. So, yeah, yeah. But with that being said, we shall bid you adieu. The MVPs are out.
Peace.